Backing up your WordPress site isn't particularly difficult, but if you're someone who has zero technical ability or a complete lack of confidence in your technical ability, then it's better to get somebody else to do your backups for you than to not do them at all. When you decide to get somebody else to do them for you, you've got a couple of main options. The first of these is managed WordPress hosting. Now, managed WordPress hosting covers a whole range of things, and backups are just one of those. So I wouldn't necessarily say jump straight into managed WordPress hosting if all you want is a backup service. When you go for managed WordPress hosting, they're dealing with all sorts of technical aspects for you that you might otherwise have to do yourself. And it provides things such as, backups, a good level of security. It's also very scalable, because with a normal WordPress website, if you're on some cheap low-cost hosting, if you start to get a site which is popular, you could find that your web host turns around and says, well, I'm sorry, but you've overgrown the plan that you're on, so you need to move up to the next plan up, or maybe you might need to move to a dedicated server. You don't have those worries with managed WordPress hosting. It's got the scalability. But anyway, what we're interested in this lecture is the backup aspect. So let's take a look at some of the things that are on offer. I'm going to take a quick look at three of the big names in WordPress managed hosting. And the first of these is WP Engine. What I want to see is what these people are actually offering in the way of backup services to their clients. So if we just scroll down here to their list of features. So they've got a range of different plans, different prices obviously. And you'll notice here daily backups. When you host with WP Engine, we automatically back up your site every day, files and database, and you can restore it easily with a few clicks at no charge with your hosting plan. Which is quite good, because some of the others, I think, will actually back up your site free, but if you want to get it restored, they will charge extra for that. Another good thing here is there's one-click restore points, where it says at a single click you can take a snapshot of your entire site, database and files stored on our servers. Restore that snapshot with another click. Now you have a safety net before doing something risky like upgrading plugins, and that's included at no charge with your hosting plan. So that's quite good. But what they're not actually telling you here with the daily backups is what the retention period is on those. So it's all very well them taking a backup each day, but if all they've got is a single day's backup, then that's not great. I mean, if I was going to take out a hosting plan with these guys, I would want to know, are you keeping it for just a single day or a week or a month? Can I go back 30 days and restore from that point in time? These are all things that you really need to know when somebody's offering a backup service. And I know they're saying it's included in the plan, but you're actually paying quite a bit of money for the hosting with these guys. So, $29 a month for one website is pretty steep, I think. But they are doing an awful lot for the money as well. So, I mean, I'd like to stress as well that these hosting companies, the managed hosting that I'm covering here, I don't actually use any of these at all. I mean, I've got quite a few websites, and for me it would just be too expensive to host them with these guys. So I'm not making any recommendations and saying that these are three good companies to go with. All I'm saying is that these are three of the biggest names. As I say, I don't actually use them, so I can't really sort of tell you how good the service actually is. If we scroll down, here's another one, SiteGround. They're one of the big names as well. If we look down here we go, free daily backup. We back up account data on our hosting service on a daily basis for internal purposes. In case of emergency, you can request the latest backup copy we have created of your website. Now, I've heard people say that they actually charge to restore. I don't know if that's true, because as I say, I don't use them. And you'll notice on this particular plan, the cheapest one, they're only actually keeping one copy. So if your something's happened to it and you haven't spotted it for a couple of days, well, you're kind of out of luck. So you really would need to be looking at one of these other two plans where they keep 30 copies, obviously one a day. I mean, the prices here aren't ridiculous at all. But I have heard they do charge for extras, such as restoring your site and things like that. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. And the last of these that I'm looking at is Pagely. And scrolling down here, here we go. Are backups included? Yes, we back up every site nightly and push to Amazon S3. We keep 14 days worth of backups on hand, and you're free to download one of those. Now, personally, I think this is a much, much better way of doing the backups, because these other guys seem to be keeping it on their own servers. And if a server goes wrong, I mean, I'm assuming they must have the backups on a different server from the one your website's hosted on. But, you know, if an earthquake struck or something like that and their server room was destroyed, then not only is your website gone, but also their backups. Whereas with these guys, they're using remote hosting on Amazon S3. They're telling you that you're free to download it. I mean, to me, this is much, much better. So that's it for managed WordPress hosting and backups. If you want an easy way of getting backups done, it's something maybe to look at. They'll also have other things in there to cover other security issues as well. Your second option for getting somebody else to do your backups for you is to go for a backup service. Now, there's a few companies out there that are offering this service, so let's take a look at a couple of the big ones. There are a few backup services for WordPress that you can find quite easily by doing a search on Google, but there's two here that I'd like to draw your attention to. The first of these is VaultPress. Now, the thing about VaultPress that is really, really good is that it's actually from the people behind WordPress itself. It's by Automattic. And you can see here that they offer automated backups with easy restores, daily security scans with one-click repairs, and help from the WordPress experts. Okay, so let's take a quick look at what they're actually offering for the money. Now, the pricing plans start at $5 per month. If you've only got one website, then this is an absolute bargain. And you can see here that what they're offering is a daily backup, automated restores. They're keeping 30 days worth of backups. Let's just have a quick look here. So yeah, daily backups of your WordPress, themes, plugins, uploads, and database. Now, it's not saying your entire site. What it is actually telling you is it will back up your entire WordPress site. So, as far as I'm aware, anything outside of the WordPress files, any other scripts you've got on there, that type of thing, it's not going to back those up. But, you know, for the vast majority of people who are just using WordPress and aren't using any other external stuff, this is perfect. This next one is even better. It's offering real-time backup. Now, for your average blogger, this first plan is perfect. It's doing a daily backup, and that's it. But for some sites where the data's changing on a regular basis, the sort of thing I'm thinking of is like an e-commerce site, where shoppers could be going there 24 hours a day, numerous times per hour. If that site goes down, you don't want to be losing transactions or anything else. So a site like that really does need a real-time backup, and that's what this offers. And in fact, it's something I think you're going to find very difficult to get elsewhere. So you can see here, VaultPress will back up every post, comment, media file, revision, and dashboard setting as they happen. And you can have automated restores. And that's just $15 a month. I say just, I mean, it's if you've got an e-commerce site or a site which is high traffic and there's a lot of changes happening on it, then, you know, $15 isn't an awful lot to ask. And lastly, they have a premium service which not only does backups, but it also does security scans as well. So, you know, if you can afford $40 a month, that's most of your security stuff covered there. They're doing real-time scans. Let's have a look at what they're actually offering on their security scans. So there we go. It'll scan your site daily for known security threats and suspicious code on your server. So, I mean, that's great. I mean, to be honest, you can set up plugins which will do that as well, but knowing that you're getting it done from these guys and they're also backing up in real time and all the rest of it, I mean, and it's from the people behind WordPress, that's a lot of peace of mind there in itself. So I guess with VaultPress, it really comes down to how many sites you've got and how much money you're willing to spend. If you're somebody who's only got one site, then if you're a blogger, the $5 a month, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. I would just go with that. If you've got an e-commerce site, $15 a month, perfect. The issue probably comes if you've got maybe, I don't know, quite a few sites and they're maybe not making that much money, then this could start to become quite expensive, particularly if you're looking at either this basic or premium option. It really comes down to how much do you care about your sites and how deep are your pockets. Here's another WordPress backup service. This time it's from blogvault.net. And I haven't used these people, but they seem to be one of the big players. They've got a lot of good features here. Here's the plans and pricing. If you bear in mind that VaultPress was starting at $5 a month for one website, this starts to look quite expensive. And again, VaultPress, for the real-time backup was $15. But on this one, you're getting 3 sites you can back up. This one's only 9. Sorry, it's only a single site. If it was me and money was no object, I'd be using VaultPress every time. You've got that peace of mind knowing that it's automatic. The people behind WordPress are the people who are offering you this backup solution. And if you had the choice of that real-time backup, then that's absolutely ideal. I need to make it clear I haven't used either VaultPress or BlogVault, so I can't tell you how they perform. All I've ever heard is good things about VaultPress, though. Some of the WordPress backup plugins that are available can be quite fiddly to set up. So if you don't want to have the hassle of doing that, then either one of these two looks like a fairly good option where you can basically outsource the backup of your WordPress site.